On the morning of their third day in Trondheim, Eragon rolled out of bed, refreshed and energized. Book 1, Eragon, Chapter 56, Arya's Test. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we explore Christopher Paolini's inheritance cycle, chapter by chapter. I'm Lucy Hart.
And I'm Darien Smartt.
And we wake up once again.
We wake up, and you know what? But
it's energized, or refreshed and energized.
Yes!
Which is
new.
Is new, and we haven't had it,
him.
I think, since this whole book. He's actually able to chill.
Yep. It shows that the time spent here in Trondheim has been rejuvenating. It's been much needed.
It's been very much needed, absolutely.
But before we get into any of that,
yes,
Luz, I think we have a mutual spark of inspiration.
Yes.
And it is one we have mentioned before, but did not dive into because it was tangentially related to Lucy's.
Yes.
But hey, y'all, it's The Nightmare Before Kissmas by Sara Raach.
Yep. It was so freaking cute. Y'all,
can I say, so, I don't remember if we mentioned it when you brought it up on the book club, shout out, but it was just, the author was promoting it by just making reels, smart, and algorithm showed one of them to me about the premise is, you know the holidays?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say that there are also royal families in holiday magical land that are responsible for these holidays, and their kind of concept of power and currency is the joy that the holidays bring to the normal world.
Yeah, the world at large.
And now divorce it from any kind of religious connotation.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's a secular holiday. And so we have the Christmas Prince.
Yes.
Who it's a fun romance one, and so it's Christmas Prince and the Halloween Prince.
Yes. It's very good.
And it's very good. And I will say the first, the back of the book promos it as if they are genuinely competing for the Easter princesses.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a rivals to lovers. And it is that, but that's not really what's happening.
Yes.
It's sold to us the same way it's being sold to other outside parties in the narrative, but that's not really what's happening here.
Yep.
And I went in expecting a sugar cupcake, this will be cute and silly and spicy romance and we'll have a good time. And it was a story about grief.
Yep.
It was a story about the way our parents let us down as we get older.
Yep.
It was a story about finding our identity. It was a story about capitalism and imperialism.
Yep.
It was a story that there was I get why it was sold the way it was, because there was no way to adequately sell the story for actually what it is.
Yeah.
In the simplistic terms that marketing and book talk.
Yeah,
crave.
and that's for me it was I was wow, this is a lot more serious than I thought it was gonna be, but it didn't make it highlighted it more than it brought it down. It was very good.
It enriched the narrative so much, and it made me genuinely eager for the next one, which will be Christmas Prince brother.
Yeah.
And St. Patrick's Day. Prince. And I'm sure, man.
I'm literally it's literally I mentioned this to everybody after everyone finished the book, and I was oh yeah, there's a sequel, and it literally, I'm I don't know how I feel about it, because it literally, after spending so much time in main character Cole's head, now we're with his brother Chris. Yeah. I'm this literally feels like I'm gonna be walking in on a sibling doing the
I know,
deed.
it's a little bit
I'm okay, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm definitely gonna read it because it's I love the writing, I love the storytelling, I love the characters.
I really liked the characters.
So I'm absolutely, but I'm just that is, it's gonna be
okay.
a little bit.
And I also to the point of it being I am eager to see what other themes this author is going to introduce.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't know, it was really good. And spark of inspiration. I guess this, what do you call spark of imposter syndrome? Is actually what this book did to me.
Spark of imposter syndrome.
Because you may recall when I shouted out how I read Song of Achilles, and I was oh, this is super fun. And then the more physical intimacy elements of the novel, I was okay, I want to bring more of that to the romance element of mine.
Yep.
in this one did the complete opposite, where it's like, oh man, is this the level that people are expecting in like their romance plots? Damn, that is not what I'm delivering over here. That's not what the guy. And I was just like, oh no, I've got 3 POV characters, and one of them is not involved in the romance at all. So it's like I've got a lot of ground to cover. But no, is this what people are expecting? They're gonna be so annoying. Yeah. So it's still good, but also it simultaneously made me want to like interrogate the other themes of my story and explore like where can I what is it about beyond the surface level elevator pitch. Yeah. The thing you're like, oh, I thought it was about this, and then it was really about these things, and that made it more enriching, as you said. So, but yeah, it was super fun. It's one that I very much recommend.
Absolutely.
If readers are into narratives of, it's very much a romance novel. Yes. It's very much not a closed door romance situation. Mm-hmm. So if that's not your jam, this isn't going to be your kind of read. And for sure. But if it is, highly recommend, because that was, I feel like those elements were incredibly successful and well done. Simultaneously, the book as a whole was just very good.
Well done.
Like very well constructed. Yep. So
I will say one of my favorite, it's not spoiling too much, one of my favorite aspects of it was whenever the Halloween prince swears, he pops up Halloween decor.
Halloween, like the so magic funny. Of Halloween doesn't like swearing. When you curse. You're not allowed to do it. It's like, so, and I also like that Christmas magic doesn't give a fucking damn.
Yeah, Christmas magic doesn't give a shit. But Halloween magic, and what I also really like, I like that Halloween includes like Halloween, but also I can't say.
Oh, it's Dia de los Muertos.
Yes,
and it's not, to be clear, it's not combining these two elements.
Yeah,
it's his mother. Is from Mexico, and she is from the Day of the Dead court, and so that is why he is involved in both. Yes, and it's because they are both autumnal holidays. Yes. That's an element of it, is like the winter holidays and the fall. Like, we find like the element of imperialism comes in where you find out more prominent holidays are
because there's like the fall holidays, the spring holidays, they only talk about fall, winter, and spring, but there's summer too.
There are summer holidays.
There's a couple of summer holidays, so yeah.
So I love that. I will also note how the cover does not show Hex, who is our Halloween prince. He is just straight up a white dude. This boy is Hispanic.
Yeah,
like
he is Hispanic.
Like that is a mark against the cover, which is very classic. We're just going to show white people on the cover. Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that where I'm reading it. I'm like, he's Hispanic. Yep. Like that's great. That's delightful. The cover could have done better with that. I think, but
the cover is really pretty, and
the cover is really pretty. But it's like he's like, no, we could have done this, and I recognize why they didn't. Yeah, because that's for bad reasons. They didn't for bad reasons, and I loved. Yeah, it was cool. Fun, good, highly recommend.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, if you are into that kind of elements of a story, because there is the open door romance. Yes. I think is what it's, because closed door is when the characters are going to get spicy and the camera steps away from that.
Yeah, I think so. Or it's, or very vanilla. Like there's not a lot of stuff. This gets a little more detail. Not erotica. But it does get a bit spicy.
Yes. And so that's, again, great book. Really liked it. But if it's not your jam,
no worries.
Yep. So, speaking of folks who want things to be spicy and us to be like, no, sit the fuck down. Arya's test. Eragon and Saphira head to the training grounds for Eragon to demonstrate his combat abilities, only to be surprised by the twins, who are eager to test Eragon's magical prowess. The twins clearly have an ulterior motive, though with Saphira's help, Eragon passes every challenge. Finally, after demanding Eragon summon the essence of silver, the test is interrupted by Arya, who reprimands the twins and chases them off. Arya herself then assesses Eragon's combat skill. Though Eragon is no match for the elf, he still proves himself capable, impressing the watching audience and satisfying Arya. She tells Eragon that he and Saphira will soon need to travel to Duwald and Varden to train with the elves. Later, Eragon goes to see Murtagh, who is enjoying a comfortable imprisonment. The two discuss the current situations and ponder the future.
Yep. Very good. There's a lot that happens.
Yes.
In this chapter.
I liked it.
It's very good.
Could these twins be more sus?
I know. It's just, I do like how when, they go out into the field, I do like, one of the lines that I absolutely love in this was, they're getting ready for their day or whatever. And Saphira's like, oh, I'm going to come as well. And Oric's like, I don't know if that'll be a good idea. There's a lot of people over there. Like, you will be sure to attract attention. Saphira growled loudly, I will come. And that settled the matter.
I really liked it's like, oh, yep, done.
Like,
Saphira,
okay, all right.
Come.
You're not going to say no to a dragon.
Yeah. Like, I want to come. Maybe it's not a good idea. I will come. And you're coming.
And you're
course,
coming. All right, no problem. But I also, so then they get there. And I do like the guy that they meet. I can't remember his name. Frederick, yep, there he is. I really like Frederick.
He's like a cool dude.
Yeah, and then also like he's friends with Auric, which I feel like is a big like, okay, yeah, no, if Auric's cool with this guy, then we're cool with this guy.
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
like
thing.
this big hulking dude.
Yeah, he's
like
got
the
a
only
sword.
One he can spar with is Auric.
Yeah, he's got the giant sword that's as long as Eragon. Like I'm already a fan of this guy. I've barely known this man for 2 seconds, and I love this man.
What a cool dude. And I like he's like, worried. He's like, listen. He's like, you've probably not, to Eragon, he's basically like, you probably haven't been in a fight that only lasts more than a few minutes. And like, if you're in an army, the siege lasts for hours and hours, if not days. So I love the question. He says, well, do you know how to use any weapons beside that sword and bow? Eragon thought about it. Only my fists. Good answer! Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's a great answer. What other weapon does he need to know how to use?
Yep.
I mean, a pike, but like a spear?
I feel like anything longer takes a long time to train with because like the length and you got to learn. Blah, 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 blah,
yeah. It's like if you know how to use a sword and you know how to use a bow, those are pretty good.
Much, yeah, those are your bases covered.
And he's like, only my fists. That's a great answer.
All right, let's go
If
for it.
you're disarmed, you're not gonna freeze up.
Yep.
He's like, okay, well, and Frederick is the one who's gonna like assess Eragon essentially. Like they just want to figure out what he is capable of.
Yes.
Because again, this we talked about, where they're gonna need to give word to the elves so they know what level they're dealing with. Yep. Like it's basically a placement quiz. Like what math class is Eragon gonna need to be in when he gets to do all that?
He's got to take the ASAT. What's that called?
Oh, I don't know. SATs?
No, it's not SATs. It was like the test you got to take for college. I don't know if things are different.
ACTs. Well, those are more just like you need to pass this in order to like get good placement. Enough. This is more just like this doesn't matter your grade. It's just going to tell us, are you going to be in like pre-algebra? Are you going to be in algebra? Are you going to be in trigonometry? Mm-hmm. But then the twins roll up. And they're also, we found out, not allowed to be on the training field.
Which I'm like, that's fair.
Here. Yeah, like clearly there is some bad blood.
And also like everyone, like the twins show up and Auric, he slipped his war axe out of his belt.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Like, no one likes these dudes.
No one likes these guys.
They're not just like, we don't like them because they're stuck up. And they're just
obnoxious.
They're just dicks.
But like, Auric's like, I'm gonna attack you.
Yeah, like Auric feels like he needs to be armed.
But either to defend, yeah.
Like, and the fact that they are not allowed on the training field.
Yeah.
Like, they've been told you're not allowed here. It's like, what
I told you
happened?
To stay away from the training area.
Yeah, it's like, what happened that made Frederick be like, you are not welcome here.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. And they are basically like, oh no, we were ordered by Ajahad to test Eragon's proficiency with magic before you exhaust him banging on pieces of metal. Like, the pretentious, like, oh man, is like, the arrogance that it demonstrates is that they have no respect for anything that is not like magic.
Yeah, that's really the vibe that comes off.
Lesser.
Absolutely. Yes.
And we know that like that's so out of character with like Brahm, who was like focusing on teaching Eragon physical combat in addition to magic. And then in this chapter where we see Arya, who is, we know, very skilled in magic.
Yes.
And also so like the idea that the twins have where they just describe it as banging on pieces of metal. Like before you tire them out, okay, but like that extra statement of like, this is not even, this is pathetic.
Yeah, and I also think Eragon talks about, Frederick asks Eragon, how strong are you? And Eragon's like, strong enough. I have to be in order to fight with magic. Mm-hmm. So it's like the two go hand in hand. Yeah. And also I think like the twins' view on like physical prowess is also represented with them, because I feel like they're described as being very frail and thin and just like not very, active.
Yeah.
So I feel like it represents, like, we don't need to be that. We just have to be mentally strong to do a lot of magic.
Yeah.
So.
Very glass cannon.
Yes.
Like very D&D. Your wizard has high skill in whatever their it's intelligence for wizards?
Yeah, I think intelligence.
Yeah, high intelligence, low constitution. Ugh. Even Frederick is like, I don't trust these. He's like, well, why can't someone else test him? No one else is powerful enough.
Yep.
And I guess, yeah.
Yep.
Like,
you're sure.
So they go off and
I think you're getting into the point where Frederick says to Auric, we have to stop them from going too far. Now, when I first heard this and read this, I thought far as in
physical distance.
Just
now I'm realizing
actually it's not. It's to prevent them from
pushing Eragon.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, nobody likes these guys.
Yeah, even this dude whose job is just combat. Like, he is not a wizard. He is like, he does not do magic. He's not a wizard. He's not a wizard.
Sorry,
I've been doing a lot of Discworld.
I love that. He's not a wizard.
He's not a wizard. And guess what my Spark of Inspiration will be next chapter. Even he recognizes the danger of magic and the danger of this situation.
Yep.
Again, my goodness, man.
Yeah.
These two. But it's okay, Saphira is there.
Yes, Saphira. And I do like how Eragon's worried about it, and she's like, hey, there's two of us, too. And it's just like, fuck yes.
And so they're just... Oh, also they're like, hey, do you want to join our secret club? And he's like, no.
No.
And they're like, fine.
I'm confused about this part where they draw a pentagram on the ground.
Yeah, I feel like it's all for show.
Yeah, drew a large pentagram on the ground. And I'm like...
And they just stand in the middle of it.
Why? It has no purpose.
Yeah.
Because I think like kind of Full Metal Alchemist a little bit, if there were symbols that needed to be made in order for like magic to happen, I almost said alchemy, to happen, like, why are we only getting that until this point? Unless it like measures magical skill, but it like there's no... it doesn't light up.
Eragon doesn't think about it.
He doesn't think about it.
He just sees them doing it, but doesn't think about why.
He doesn't think about why, and it's like, because it's like, it would be one thing if Eragon started reaching for his magic and then the pattern started glowing. So like detecting his magic and being like, they measure it that way. It's almost like a scale kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's just on the ground, and then we just don't.
They stand. It's like, is it a protective circle?
Yeah, we don't really get anything. So for me, that was just, I'm like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
And unless it was, I thought, like how you said, like literally just for show, them trying to be like, oh, we need a pentagram in front of Auric and Frederick. But or like even like flexing a little bit for Eragon.
You don't know what magic is. Let us do our mysterious occult symbol. Because it's like, we know there are individuals find magic from different sources.
Yes.
Like Eragon pulls magic from being a writer, from being bound to Saphira. Like he could not have done magic before her egg hatch. Like that just wasn't going to happen.
Yep.
So, Arya can do magic because she is an elf and is inherently magical, like dragons are. Angela can do magic with like herbs and stuff, like she's a witch. That's that kind of magic. Durza's a shade. They do magic through pulling from spirits.
Yep, and then sorcerers also kind of like. Sorcerers and Durza is like Durza's
shades let the spirits possess them. Sorcerers manipulate the spirits.
Yeah, and they're in threat of becoming shades if they if they lose control of the spirits. Yeah. But yes.
And then so we don't really know what the twins' magic is.
Yeah,
or if the
that's
pentagram
true.
is necessary for the kind of magic they're able to do.
Yeah. I also think like, I know like dragons are inherently magic and elves are inherently magic. I'm wondering if like once in a long time humans just are inherent. Some of them have more magical abilities, because that's what the whole I can't remember the name of their magic club.
Yeah, I don't remember either. They have a magic club.
They have a magic club. I can't think of it. I don't remember the name of it right off the bat, and I don't want to go searching through the book. But their magical club is made up of magic music, magic users. That are all human.
Yeah.
And that just have the ability to magic, but it like varies. So like their magical the twins are seen as the strongest, and Eragon and Saphira are stronger than them because they're rider, the dragon and dragon rider. So I feel like humans do have the ability to have magic, but it's just not as potent as other individuals. And as far as we know at this point, dwarves have nothing.
Yeah,
dwarves are just not magical at all.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it could be like maybe like way back in the line, like they have like elven ancestry, and that's why they have magic or something. Like who knows?
Something like that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, the pentagram is odd, and the fact that Eragon doesn't like reflect on the pentagram like, at all. Any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just even to acknowledge how he's like, that's not anything.
Yeah.
It's all for show.
Yeah.
Like that would have been interesting. Yeah, you're right. I kind of skimmed over it, but it's a detail that is just weird because what we know about magic, it doesn't seem to be necessary. And it's weird that Eragon doesn't reflect on it himself.
Yeah. And also, why are the twins in the middle of it and not Eragon?
Yeah, right? I don't know. It's all for show.
Weird.
It means nothing.
It's
we'll stand at the pentagram. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the first thing he's like, okay, lift this rock. And he does, but it's like they're physically trying to stop him doing it. It's okay. Saphira's here.
Yep. I also think it's a great nod to Eragon first learning magic because the first thing he learned to do was lift the pebble. So I think that's a really good nod. And like how he's like, oh, that's easy enough when at first he struggled with it.
Yeah, so that is really good.
I like that.
I like he's like, why are they? He's like, I like Eragon thinks about it. He's like, wait, why did they continue with their testing? Our abilities were clear enough when they saw in my mind. He's like, you know what? They're using this as an opportunity to figure out what ancient words I know and perhaps learn new ones for themselves.
Yep. And I'm like, yep, you nailed it. Yep.
So I love Saphira being like, speak softly then, so they cannot hear you, and use the simplest words possible.
Yep.
And I think that works. You can tell he's like, okay, I'm going to mumble under my breath. And then Eragon has to really challenge himself to figure out how to achieve what he needs to achieve without using like more complicated words. Yeah. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, because I think it shows his prowess.
Yeah.
As just a magic user, he has to be really intuitive if he's using like just lift, run, halt, like those three words. And now he has to, and it also, I think again, like world building, this also nods towards the whole, how they described where, I think it was Brahm saying like someone could just say water and a gem form.
Yes, because it's whatever magic users are specifically like associate.
Yeah, so it's like whatever the intention is important as the words. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool to see again that kind of come into play with Eragon's like prowess of magic and the ancient language.
Yeah, and then speaking of like what some powerful magic users are able to do, the last thing they want is there's only one thing left to do. It's simple enough. Any competent user of magic should find this easy. Summon the essence of silver. And they like give him a ring, and Eragon's like, what? And Saphira's like, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay. And I love Eragon like trying to piece it through. He's like, okay. So I know silver has to be part of Arshlahem because it means silver. Yep. He's like, okay, so I might do invoke and pair these two. So he's like trying to figure out how he's going to solve this puzzle. And I love that. But right before he does it, someone gets involved.
Yep.
Stop. The word rushed over Eragon like cool water. The voice was strangely familiar, like a half-remembered melody. The back of his neck tingled. Lucy's shaking her head.
It's fine.
And we're just going to move past it. It's Arya. And she rolls up and she is pissed.
Yeah, she is. She's fucking livid, which I would also be.
Blazing emerald eyes fixed on the twins, who had turned pale with fright.
Which is like, yeah, guys, she's a fucking elf.
Mm-hmm. Shame to ask of him what only a master can do. Shame that you should use such message. Shame that you told Ajahad you didn't know Eragon's abilities. He is competent. Now leave.
And that's a big fucking like, holy shit, they fucking lied to the leader of the Varden to put Eragon through this. Mm-hmm. Holy fucking shit.
And then she says, Arjet. And the silver shimmered, and a ghostly image of the ring materialized next to it. The two were identical, except the apparition seemed purer and glowed white-hot. At the sight of it, the twins spun on their heels and fled, robes flapping wildly. Which, I mean, shout out to Eragon, who figured out that Arjet was silver.
Arjet was silver.
Good
job.
It's
like, excellent, yep.
He knows enough.
Yep.
But, yeah, he's pissed.
Yep.
And then she's like, okay, I claim the right of trial by arms. Draw your sword. And Eragon's like,
I know, like, he's like, she means to duel me, and Saphira is like, but not, I think, to harm you. Go and acquit yourself well. I will watch. So I like that.
I like Saphira being like, you don't need my help here.
Yep. I also think that, kind of going back to the ring, is I'm trying to think, I'm like, why would they do that to Eragon? And we have to think about the rules of magic here. And, like, the rules of magic is the spell, whatever you cast, won't stop until it is complete, so it will kill you, right? And so Arya is saying here that shame that only masters can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, would Eragon have died by trying to summon this? Like, that's alarming. Yeah. Because that's where my brain went. I was like, would Eragon have died or almost died in this attempt? Yeah. And that's why Arya stopped it. Yeah. Because that's bad. Because he doesn't know how. So trying to summon the silver in the way that Eragon would have tried might have been really bad.
Because we know when he tried to turn the earth into water, how much that took of him and how hard it was. Yes. And the fact that, and they also straight up lie about it. They say, it's really simple. It's simple. Like, anyone should be able to do this. Yeah. Like, any competent magic user. Yeah. So Eragon is, like, not prepared for how difficult that would really be.
Yeah. And so it's like,
like, yeah, like, what was the end game? It's like, it was like, because it wouldn't just embarrass Eragon if he failed, it would kill him. Yeah. As you said, like, very close to, yeah. So, very not great. Just adding to just not shaking the sus allegations.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So they're gonna duel, and Eragon is. I'm gonna read the passage. Eragon reluctantly stepped forward. He did not want to do this when he was He did not want to do this when he was exhausted from magic use and when there were so many people watching. Besides, Arya could be in no shape for sparring. It had only been 2 days since she had received Tunavor's nectar. I will soften my blows so I don't hurt her, he decided. Anyway, so he does really quickly, belatedly, Eragon remembered Brahm's warning that even the weakest elf could easily overpower a human. Because Arya very quickly,
very quickly.
Like, doesn't, like, puts him in his place. Puts him on his place. He's like, oh, right, okay, she's an elf. Yeah. And he realizes that she's not trying to hurt him. Like, she never takes when he's, like, as an opening, she doesn't take the opportunity to, like, go for him where she would win easily. Yeah. But she's toying with him. She wants to know how proficient I am. Yep. Yeah, my guy. Yeah, dude. What did you think this was about?
I also want to point out, just because I'm pointing this out specifically because Paolini took the time to draw attention to it. She draws her sword with her left hand.
Ooh, okay.
With her left arm. And they don't really go back to it or anything like that, but I want to point that out because specifically, I think that's a line that Paolini specifically put in there to draw attention to it. Arya drew her sword with her left hand.
Okay.
So,
and they fight for a while, and eventually she does, like, get the point of her sword up to his jawbone. Yep. And, like, yeah, definitely that's the end of the fight. Yep. But she says, "You've passed."
And I do like their whole fighting scene is fine.
I mean, it's interesting.
It's very interesting.
It's a fiery dance. Their bodies were linked and separated by flashing blades. At times they nearly touched, taunt skin only a hair's breadth away. But the momentum would whirl them apart, and they would only withdraw for a second, only to join again. Yep. Their sinuous forms wove together like the twisting ropes of. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I see what you mean there. Yeah.
But I do like, at the beginning of the fight, I do like how when Eragon realizes, oh, this is a test, he began the most complicated series of attacks he knew. He flowed from one pose to another, recklessly combining and modifying them in every way possible. Yeah. And I like how he's like, okay, she wants to see what I can do. I'm going to show her what I can do. Yeah. And I do really like that he takes this challenge like, all right, let's go. Yeah. And also, they don't dull their swords.
No, they don't dull their swords.
They don't dull their swords. Yeah. So this is like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of scary. Honestly, it's kind of scary. But I think with Arya, honestly, for me, I'm like, with Arya there, he can't. The only person that may come to harm is if he accidentally hurts himself.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to hurt. He's
not going to hurt Arya.
Yeah, and she's not going to hurt him, so.
Yeah, and even afterwards, like, he lost, but, like, Frederick's like, man, that was incredible. I learned stuff watching you. And the elf was stunning.
Yeah.
And Oryx's, like, impressed.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Eragon's like, oh, but I lost. It's like, yeah, you were never going to win. That's not the point. You were still very impressive.
Yes. What I do like about this is that he only reflects on that he lost once.
Yes.
He doesn't gripe about it. He doesn't go, well, I just was easy on you and I just like was trying. He's not being toxic.
Yeah, he's like, but everyone's cheering. He's like, but I lost.
Yeah, he's upset he lost, which is like, I feel like anyone would be, but he's not being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
And that's like, and it's like, I feel like if he were to like huff and puff and moan and groan about it wouldn't fit his character.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Him just being like, I lost, and then getting over it is like very Eragon.
Arya basically like was described as like a finger twitch to like a knoll of trees nearby. He's like, okay, we need to talk to you out of earshot. Yeah. So he jumps on Saphira and they fly over where she's running.
I need to say about this.
Get in there at this interaction.
Yeah.
Do
when
Saphira?
Yeah, we can. But real quick, while she's running underneath, I don't know why, and I don't know if it's just me. In my brain, she is Naruto-running. Like, that's just... I can't.
Yes.
It's just she's Naruto-running, and I can't unsee it.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely. No notes.
Because it doesn't talk about her pumping her arms.
No.
It just talks about her legs running.
Yeah, with clean, easy strides.
Yeah, so all I can think of is Naruto-running. Anyway.
Yep.
But yes, this interaction.
Because we really needed it spelled out for us.
Yeah. Oh, I can read Saphira if you're okay with that.
I'll read Eragon.
You find her form pleasing, do you not?
Yes.
Her face does have more character than that of most humans, but it's long, like a horse's, and overall she's rather shapeless.
You're jealous, aren't you?
Impossible. I never get jealous.
You are now. Admit it.
I am not.
What a weird interaction.
It's such a weird interaction.
Like, on Saphira's part, I think it's funny.
Yes.
And I don't think it's jealousy coming from Eragon finding Arya attractive.
Yes.
It's jealousy that Eragon is paying attention to someone else.
How dare? Yes.
How dare you pay attention to someone else? I am your favorite.
Yeah. So I think we get more of Saphira's like how she views herself in like later books, but she is very vain.
Oh yes.
And I think
no, I'm the prettiest.
Yes, and I think that's where she's coming from. I think she's coming from. She's like, but you find that because she specifically says you find her form pleasing, and so she's like, but I'm the pretty one. Yeah, look at my scales. Look what they can do.
It's not like she wants Eragon to find her physically appealing. Yes, but she's like, no, but I am the most physically impressive and interesting creature here, and I need everyone to know that.
Yes. And I think that's where it comes from. I also, like, part of my brain is just like, do we need, like, and maybe I'm digging too much into this. I've been watching a lot of Charlotte Dobre on YouTube, and she has problems with women criticizing women she's like, women need to boost each other up. Like, we gotta stop tearing each other down. So maybe that's in my head. But I'm like,
no, we can critique women who are written by men.
Like Saphira being jealous of another female. I'm just like, come on. Like,
there is also that. I think yeah, it's like women being jealous of women, but like for this instance, it's the humor of Arya as a dragon. Yes. Being jealous. And also giving us like this little bit of insight into Saphira being a dragon. Yes. And then giving us a little bit of, I think it is like the humors. And then like, Saphira's very young. And like it's having true. That like kind of like weird realization of like, I'm jealous that my favorite person is paying attention to someone else. Yes. And it's not the way I want them to pay attention to me, but I still want to be paid attention to. Yes. And I think that element is, I like this interaction in that. And then it's like, not unreasonable for a 16-year-old to find the pretty elf lady attractive.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty standard. And it's not that.
No, it's not. And it's also, like, I feel like the words used to describe Arya up in this point have been, like, luminous, sculpted.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like, Arya is not just pretty, not just beautiful, she's gorgeous.
When she first appears, and it's, like, describing her coming onto the thing, and how she has, like, her hair tumbled behind her shoulders in a lustrous cascade. Yep. Plain black leather clothed her shapely frame. Poor raiment for one so fair.
Yeah.
It's that poor raiment for one so fair, not the leather fit her well, or that her hair was... For me, it is the constant...
She's pretty.
She's so pretty. Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, she's pretty. Oh, but shouldn't be wearing something so simple. She's pretty. Oh, I need to hold my blows back. Oh, I need to protect her. Like, it's this... I think it's intentional, Eragon, just, like, not understanding what Arya is.
Yeah.
But, like...
He's constantly... What's the word?
Underestimating,
that's
it.
He's
his
underestimating
pining for her.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think, like, going back to what you said just a little earlier, is like that is very 16-year-old behavior.
Where it also comes from probably, like, what he has been, like, ingrained in culture of, like, this is how you're supposed to treat and view women. They need to be protected.
Like, Carvajal, he's a farm boy. He's never really interacted with elves, never, and so he doesn't really. But, like, so Arya grew up in a very different society than he did. She has probably different stuff, especially if she can wield a sword as well as
she's this, like...
proficient.
Yeah,
and then she also has a bow, so we're assuming that she does some archery as well. And so I think it has a lot to do with just... And again, like, well done, Paolini, just playing that into Eragon's character of just, like... I don't think it's, like, bad ignorance. He just doesn't know.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to figure out is, like, why do I find this so annoying? We just earlier in our Spark of Inspiration, like, gussed about this romance.
Yes.
Where we very much liked it. And, like, every interaction that the protagonist has with the love interest is very much thinking about how they find them attractive and the things they like about them.
Yeah.
And it's the lack of reciprocation.
Yes.
It's a lack of reciprocation where it just is a bit of a nuisance.
Yes.
It also comes from not knowing her whatsoever.
Yes. He doesn't really know her as a person.
With her. And what we just said, like how his pining leads her to underestimate and not see her for who she truly is. And it's this trying to, like, is this an intentional choice or is this a younger author writing it based on what he thinks it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
And, like, that's the thing we'll see develop over time. But I find it annoying, and I imagine it's very probably at this point a little frustrating for listeners to be like, I know you know it's annoying. It's like, yes, but we haven't talked about this in weeks. If you're binging this, that's on you.
That's on you. But so, like, another thing is also too is
thank you for binging it. No, if you are, like, thank you.
Oh yes, thank you very much. So much. Absolutely. I also because we talked just a little bit about this before we started recording, and I brought up the fact that it like, as women in, like, 30s, like, it very has this feel like if an 18-year-old hit on me, I'd be like, oh god. So it could be like I'm more in Arya's perspective than Eragon. So I'm like, maybe that's why it makes me very uncomfortable, because Arya we don't know how much older she is than
But we do know
Eragon.
She's ancient.
Yes, but we do know she is older. And so it's like having a child hit on you and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, she has been ferrying Saphira's egg since before Eragon was born.
Yes.
They got Saphira's egg before Eragon was born. We know that. Yes. So she was an adult elf well into before this. Yes. Eragon is so much of a child to her. And I think another thing I mentioned when we were talking about it is that Eragon, I think, fails to... She's like... Her thing is, like, she is politely trying to ignore this.
Yes,
like,
and that's kind of, that's how I'm
in, like,
feeling
another... We probably should wait and talk about this in the next one, but I'm, like, hoping maybe if we could just talk about it all now, it doesn't have to be the thing we talk about for the next 3 episodes. Y'all, we are finishing up this book today with our recording. But it's very much, like... it's so obvious.
Yes.
It's so the way he responds to her, like when he's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're," like he's just this very aggressive, obvious pining.
Yeah, because it's also like when they finally, like you mentioned, like they finally meet up on the knoll, and they get there, and what does it say? Suddenly tongue-tied, Eragon dropped his gaze. So now he's like faced with actually like talking with her, and he's like, "Oh God, I don't know what to do." And it's like for me, I'm like that's kind of a little cute, just being like somebody face to face with their crush, and they're like, "Oh God, I don't know how to say," and I'm like, that's very like teenager behavior, and I'm like, no, that's great, I like that. And then I feel like she's not really indulgent, but she's very polite. I like how you said polite earlier. She's very polite to him.
Because the thing about is that Eragon does not realize the awkward position he is putting Arya in when he makes those kind of comments. And this interaction is particularly mild. We're definitely more thinking of what he says in the next chapter.
Yes, next chapter.
But like it is very. But like every time he's interacted with her, he's like made these comments or been like awkward about it. But it's like she can't just like if. Like the 16-year-old tried hitting on me, I'd be like, "Go away, you child." Like I'd be like, "Oh no, go away."
Yeah,
no, we're not doing this.
I'm too old for you.
No,
we're not
I'm
doing
30.
This.
Go away. Shut it down. Go away. I'm not even like gonna be nice to you about this. This is weird and inappropriate. Go away. And he's like, "Well, I'm a man." It's like, no. Even if an 18-year-old, let's tweak that, right? So Eragon is like 16, but he's into manhood. So if an 18-year-old was trying to hit on me, I'd still be like, "Go away, you child."
Yeah.
I am 30. You are 18. I do not care that you are a legal adult.
Yeah.
You are so in a different. It would be so wildly inappropriate for me to reciprocate in any way.
When I was 18, you were an infant. Not happening.
You need to leave me alone. Yeah. This is great. Arya can't do that because Eragon's a dragon rider.
Yeah.
She cannot risk offending him in a way that I'm sure human dudes much older than Eragon tried to like make comments to her, and she is well accustomed on shutting men down.
Yeah.
Like absolutely not. Like she has biting wit, she shuts them down, she puts them in her place.
Yeah.
She cannot do that with Eragon because she cannot risk offending the writer.
Yes.
Like it'd be like if suddenly the 18-year-old was your boss's kid.
Yeah.
And now you're like, I just kind of have to politely ignore that you have a crush on me because you just have power.
Yeah.
Or just pretend like I don't recognize what you're saying because I can't.
Yeah.
Like, or if the 18-year-old, I guess, was like somehow your boss or something like that, right? Like, you just can't. And so, like, that's another thing is, like, Arya, I don't think is indulging in it or, like, leading him on or doing anything.
Yeah.
She's just trying to ignore this because she literally cannot shut him down.
Yep.
Because he is a writer and Eragon just does not recognize that because he doesn't. He's still learning what that means. He doesn't understand that he's not accustomed to, he doesn't have any, like, romantic, like, experience whatsoever in anything. Yep. And he probably doesn't recognize, like, the power dynamic there.
Yes.
And even if he wasn't a writer, Eragon, no. Get a job, leave her alone.
Yep.
Okay.
Because, like, he just kind of reiterating that, like, he asks her a lot of questions.
Yes, this is a productive conversation.
It really is. And that's the thing, like, it's a productive conversation. I also think it's a nice conversation. Mm-hmm. Like, they just have a really nice conversation. And, like, out of peeking behind the curtain a little bit with very minimal spoilers, this part of their relationship, I'm like, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
And then as it progresses, I'm like,
yeah, we just
okay.
This is what it
all right. I'm like, okay, it's all right. Mm-hmm. Let's go. But the thing I will say is it doesn't overwhelm the books, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so we learned a little bit, like, she talks to Eragon about, like, how, you know, she's like, Aja had told me you were present when Saphira's egg appeared.
Yep.
That was the moment I was captured.
Yep.
I was drugged and transported to Gilead.
Gilead,
thank you. Durza was charged by Galbatorix to learn why I'd sent the egg and all I knew of Elsmira. We learn a little bit more about her imprisonment, that kind of very, very uncomfortable stuff.
Very
we learned
not
that
great.
Nothing. Content trigger warning here for physical sexual violence against women. Skip ahead.
Yeah.
We learned that didn't happen to her, but that when Durza failed to, like, get her through torture to give up stuff, he ordered his soldiers to use me as they would. Fortunately, I still had strength to numb their minds and make them incapable. So literally, this shade gave her to be sexually assaulted.
Oh, yeah. And that's like, holy shit.
Yes, evil and awful, but also just like, Just sucks that it's part of the book.
Yeah.
And I don't... If a single person listening thinks that they should respond and let us know, well, that's just realistic, go ahead and backspace that. Because the reason we are bummed out that it's here is because we know.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean it sucks any less to have, especially when it's just thrown away in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of just
it's
given to us as like, oh, but to reassure that that didn't happen to her.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing else is interrogated or explored or identified in that. It's just kind of given that, yes, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
And yes, that is a thing that happens. But, like, I'm still allowed to feel uncomfortable about it. And, yes, it's not... We don't get a lot of details. It's not more than that. It's not explicit. And I'm glad for all of those things.
I'm glad that it's not explicit. Because, like, child me... did not pick up on that.
No
Didn't
idea
pick
what
up
they were
on that at all.
About that.
And then older me, I was like,
the horror.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Like, yikes. And that's like when he asks her, my thing also, I don't like that Eragon drops that so fucking easy.
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up in Gilead? And she's like,
yeah.
So let me find, how did you come to be in Gilead? Pain shadowed Arya's face. She looked away into the distance. And then starts talking. So it's like, for me, it's like...
she's like, okay, well,
so she's like, no, I think... And then and for her part, I think she... And then she even tells Eragon, like, I'm telling you this to let you know that it was no small feat that you rescued me.
Yes, because when she's like, says, like, I owe you a debt, he's like, it was nothing.
It was nothing.
She's like, no,
she's
and
like,
you need to understand exactly what it is to me.
Yes. And I think, like, just, like, the horror and stuff, like, that she... been through and physically, like, in her expression and her her body language is what she been through, and Eragon's just like, I feel like he's just asking these questions so flippantly and she's answering them, and I'm like, it's a good conversation, like we said at the top, good conversation, really good info.
Yes, we the readers want to know this
stuff. Absolutely. And I'm just like, Eragon, oh my god. He's just like, oh. And she's like, she talks about how, okay, well, she's done talking about the horror. I was thinking about Saphira and Eragon ask, like, what the twins wanted him to do.
Yes, and we finally get her explaining exactly how messed up that was that they wanted him to do.
Yeah, and it takes years. I'll just read everything that she says here if you're okay with that.
For sure.
Something not even they can accomplish. It is possible to speak the name of an object in the ancient language and summon its true form. It takes years of work and great discipline, but the reward is complete control over the object. That is why one's true name is always kept hidden, for if it were known by any with evil in their hearts, they would dominate you utterly. And Eragon just completely ignores that, and it goes, it's strange, but before I was captured at Gilead, I had visions of you in my dreams. It was like scrying. And I was able to scry you later, but it was always during my sleep. And it's like, are we just going to ignore
the fact that they were trying to kill you with magic?
Right?
They're trying to, like, they told you to do this really difficult crazy, dangerous thing, and
like,
you're just going to, like,
okay, and also, like, the bomb drop of, like, that's why true names are introduced. I feel like this is the first time true names.
No, I think we
talked about it before. But it's, like, another thing about, like, oh, yeah, big bomb of, like, they can control you. And then so it's, like, okay, we're going to ignore that because I dreamed about you and I saw you. You're the woman of my dreams and I saw you. And
she's
like,
she does acknowledge, like, there were times I felt as if another presence were watching me, but I was often confused and feverish. I've never heard of anyone, either in lore or legend, being able to scry in their sleep.
That makes me think, I'm like, maybe Eragon's got some, like, soothsayer, fortune teller.
But he wasn't, like, seeing the future. He was just seeing her.
That's true.
Where she was at in that moment.
That's true. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know, man.
I think it's supposed to be romantic, girl of my dreams stuff, and I'm just like, again, not feeling it. And he decides to ask a different question. What does a tattoo on your shoulder mean?
Yep.
Because he saw it while he was healing her wounds. And the reason he asked this time is because it's the same symbol that's on Brom's ring. And that, I think, is, like, okay for him to ask because he's like, I'm asking because I also have it on the ring. And
it's called the Yahweh.
Yep. And she's, like, surprised. Is the token given only to the most valued elf friends. So valued, in fact, that I have not seen it used in centuries, or so I thought. I never knew Queen
Islanzardi.
Thank you. Thought so highly of Brom. And then Eragon's like, oh, I shouldn't wear it. And she's like, nope, you should. It'll give you protection if you meet my people by chance, and it may help you gain favor with the Queen. tell no one of my tattoo. It should not be revealed.
Very well.
I mean, yeah, don't tell people. But also, I think that's interesting that she has this tattoo that is like a symbol of someone who is beloved of the elves when she herself is an elf. Yeah,
I agree. It's interesting. And then they talk some more, and then we get to Murtagh! So excited, Murtagh! Yay! Yeah, I love Murtagh. And that's like, I love when he walks in, and Murtagh's basically in like lounging.
Yeah,
in
he's
this
like
really nice room.
On his bed where he says, Murtagh lay on a stout bed, reading a scroll, and there's like the lacquered fixtures. There's a plush rug.
Yeah, there's
like books and inks and quills everywhere.
Yeah, because I think what it's like. Okay, the cell was warm and well lit. Oh, that's nice. With a washbin in one corner. Yeah, that tracks. And a writing desk. A writing desk. A writing desk in a cell. What? Yep. And then it goes on with equipped with quills and ink, and then all like the ceiling is extensively carved and and
we say cell, it didn't have bars. He's in a room.
Yeah, he's in a room.
He's in like a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Where it's just the door's locked from the outside. Like that's what the cell is.
Also,
it's a nice spare room.
When Ajahad is like, hey, we're going to lock Murtagh up, you're gonna have 6 men and 6 dwarves or whatever it was, and now there's 1 man and 1 dwarf.
Yeah, we're just not worried.
And then I like how he gets up. He looked up in surprise and exclaimed cheerily, Eragon, I'd hope you would come.
I thought you thought I was stuck in some rat holes chewing on hardtack? Actually, I expected the same thing. But Ajahad lets me have all this as long as I don't cause trouble. And they bring me huge meals, as well as anything I want from the library. If I'm not careful, I'll turn into a fat scholar. Which you deserve this.
I know! I was thinking that too. I'm like, freaking Murtagh, you deserve like all of that. Like that's so, you need this. Yeah. You need this.
It's like, you're still a prisoner? Aren't you still angry? I was at first. But the more I thought about it, the more I came to realize this is actually the best place for me. Even if Ajahad gave me my freedom, I would have stayed in my room most of the time anyway.
Yep. And then I like how Eragon's like, but why? And Murtagh's like, my dude, how many times do I have to go over this?
People like, don't like me.
Yeah, they don't like me knowing who I am. I would get I would get like insults, words, possibly people trying to beat me. And that would be in a whole lot of crap.
Yep. And so I like that Eragon like gives him a catch up. And Murtagh's like, damn, man, Arya's really important.
Yeah.
Like, she must be really important among the elves if they just chose her to ferry her the Saphira's egg to begin with. So,
and, like, she's super well trained. She's super in high magic. Like, she is someone important.
Yep. And then I Murtagh, you know, I find this imprisonment oddly peaceful. For once in my life, I don't have to be afraid. I know I ought to be. Yet something about this place puts me at ease. A good night's sleep helps, too.
I'm just like
like he knows.
Yeah.
Like, and also like indicates how much he trusts Ajahad.
Yeah.
Like he is comfortable.
Yes.
And not just comfortable. He's like he was comfortable at Galbatorix at the castle.
Yes.
Where he lived, right? Like after his father was fucking gone.
Yep.
He didn't have to worry about anyone like physically harming him, and he had all of the needs, anything he could like physically want at the castle where he grew up. But he was not safe there.
Yes.
He is literally imprisoned, but he's like not worried about someone sneaking in and trying to slit his throat.
Yeah, exactly.
He trusts that Ajahad is like, you have to stay here and it's for your own safety.
Yeah.
And he trusts him on that. And I think that is like it tells us a lot about Ajahad as a leader again.
Yes.
Like we've already talked a lot about that, but the fact that Murtagh feels so comfortable, he's like, I feel should be scared. I'm not though. I feel really relaxed.
Yeah, and it's again like he freaking deserves it, dude. Like man. But then they talk about Naswada a little bit. I like how Naswada said she visited you. Did she say anything interesting? Murtagh's gaze shifted into the distance, and he shook his head. No, she only wanted to meet me. Doesn't she look like a princess? And the way she carries herself. When she first entered through that doorway, I thought she was one of the great ladies of Galbatorix's court. I've seen earls and counts who had wives that, compared to her, were more fitted for life as a hog than of nobility. And then Eragon has a really interesting
Eragon
reaction
to
to
praise
that.
With growing apprehension. It made me nothing, he reminded himself. You were leaping to conclusions. Yet the foreboding would not leave him.
I just
like, hi, Mr. I'm in love with an elf. Why are you being weird that your buddy has a crush on a pretty girl?
Yeah, I don't know.
A pretty like, also scary girl.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. For me, it was odd that he, like, I feel like
foreboding.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been more fitting, like, if they were I feel like they view each other as like kind of like brothers a little bit.
Yeah, they have like a very like close.
Yeah,
like, they are best friends.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like it would have been more fitting if Eragon like teased him.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know.
That's very high praise.
Yeah, that's very high praise. Like what else did you think of her? And Murtagh being like, shut up. Kind of like something like And so I don't know. It's interesting that Murtagh is praising Naswada and Eragon's views it as something to be worried about.
Yes, like he's Yeah. And again, weird coming from the you're in love with the elf girl, or the elf woman, let's be clear.
Yes.
Who would, like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's the foreboding.
Yeah, the foreboding. And it's like, why is that foreboding? Like, because I'm trying to think about it, and I'm like, maybe he's anxious because he's a prisoner, and she's the daughter of Ajahad. So it's like, maybe there's that weird, like, oh no, like, if this develops into something more, like, that could be bad. But also, I don't know.
It's the fact that he's like, he feels like it's foreboding.
Yeah.
But we don't, but Eragon does not interrogate, and we, the reader, don't get any more information as to, like, why Eragon has a bad feeling about that.
Yeah.
He just does.
Yeah.
And it's, again, a little hypocritical coming from you, Eragon.
Yeah, I also think, like, this is one of the things where Paolini is showing us and not telling us. He's showing us that it might be nothing. Like, you're overthinking it. But it's, like, one of those things where I'm like, no, I would like to be tell, like, why Eragon is feeling this way.
Yeah.
Just so I can understand it, because it's I think we're supposed to assume that it's because she is the daughter of the leader of the Varden, and Murtagh is the son of a Forsworn. I think that's why.
Yeah.
But I'm still just like, I'm like I think the thing that I can't, like, the thing that's making it hard for me to understand is that in this situation, in this, like, current moment, why is that a bad thing?
Yeah,
and it's also
like,
not
Eragon,
like
you trust Murtagh.
Yeah, and it's also like Murtagh isn't saying like, oh, I'm gonna try to sneak out and talk to her.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm gonna start writing love letters to her.
No.
Like, I'm not. No, he was just like, she's gorgeous and she holds herself so well, and oh my goodness, isn't she great? And that's all Murtagh is saying. Yeah. So it's just
like, and also it's like, Murtagh has no love for Galbatorix, and like, wouldn't that actually be? If he does want to stay, even if it's for Naswada, like, here we've talked about him being Murtagh, we've compared him to being like Han and Chewbacca. Yeah. Now here's Princess Leia. Yeah. Although Arya's a little bit more of our Princess Leia. It's not 1-to-1, but like Han Solo comes back and hangs around because he believes in the cause and he loves Princess Leia. Yeah. So like, Murtagh does believe that Galbatorix is no good. Yeah. And wouldn't it be better if he did want to stay around, even if he was like partially wanted to stay around to get to know Naswada better, and then that turns into like, isn't this what you wanted, Eragon? Yeah. And it's just like, it is the fact that it's foreboding, but as you said, we are not given a clear reason as to why does Eragon find this to be troubling. Yeah. And he just tries to shake it away and doesn't think about it. But I'm like, okay, it's to tell the reader this is not a good thing. And I'm just like, why?
But why? Why isn't it a good thing?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it's like, we're not, like, again, a minimal spoiler podcast. Like, we're not thinking about what happens, and I feel like it's trying to allude to stuff in the future, but it's like, at this point, why?
Yeah, it's trying to allude to stuff in the future because we are at the end of the book.
Yeah, we're at the end of the book. It's like, we're not even going to explore this anymore.
Yeah, like, the book is over. Like, we've got 50. My copy is 50 pages from the end, and my copy has got the short, stout pages too. So this is, it is trying to foreshadow events for later books. Yeah. And for us, the readers, to finish and be like, but what was that thing about Murtagh and Naswada that he had such a bad feeling about? Like, why was that? To get us to come back and find out later. And it's like, I'm not saying when you have like a multi-book series, you shouldn't do that foreshadowing for later, but like, this doesn't feel like good foreshadowing. Yeah, it was like, I just have a bad feeling about this.
Bad feeling about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that. Another thing I don't super love is that once again, we have an example of one female character being praised by tearing others down. Yeah. Like the wives of the earls of the court are more fitted for a life of a hog compared to Naswada. Yeah. It's like, you could just say that she's pretty and she holds herself, and you thought she was like one of the ladies of the court, and because she seemed so like regal and beautiful and held herself in such esteem. Yeah. Like that's we said when Eragon interacts with Naswada, and he thinks about how her mom must have been more special than other ladies, and when he sees Arya and how she's so much prettier than other girls, and it's like, it's not bad if the one time it's like she's more beautiful than any woman I've ever seen.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a very common thing.
Yeah,
and a lot of folks will be like, if you say like, who's the most beautiful person in the world, you'll say my partner.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. That's not a bad thing. But when it's every single time you're wanting to communicate to us that this particular woman is so special by telling us it's because she is better than other women.
Yeah.
And it happens. That is
lot.
Paolini's go-to
Yeah.
for telling us that this woman is special.
This woman isn't like any others.
Yeah, she's not like other girls. She's better than other girls. Other women are like animals compared to her.
Yeah.
It's like, my guy, you do this every time, and that's why it's troubling.
Yeah.
It's your one go-to. You build this woman up by tearing others down, and
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
Yeah, and I feel like unintentional on his part, because I feel like that's just what I was gonna say ingest, but that sounds like
it's like a bias. It's a bias. It's something he is getting because that is something that was and has been and still is used as like a default like compliment.
Yep.
But that's why we're talking about it now and calling it out, because it's not.
Yes.
Because it's not. And then, so this is a podcast where we're going to analyze writing.
Yep.
And also where it like every choice we make and what it is communicating. It is communicating you're only valuable as a woman if you are better than other women.
Yep.
And it is inherently pitting women against each other
Yeah.
in a way that men are not. Like Ajahad he is like, since we described as very
Ajahad's
noble
not like other
and
men.
grand, and it's like he is not. Eragon does not think about compared to other men I've seen.
Compared to
Ajahad makes them
Brahm.
look compared to Brahm, compared to others. It's like he holds himself in esteem higher than like most. It's different for him to. I think he does just say like he's like holds himself as nobility and says like Brahm. But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's like we only get this comparison when it is for women.
Yeah,
and that's a bummer.
Yep.
I mean, Vartak's super chill, and he's like, for now, I'm content. There's no reason for me to seek shelter elsewhere, nor submit myself to the twins' examination. No doubt I'll tire of this for eventually, but for now, I am content. Great.
And that's so good.
That's so good. Now you've got about 50 pages left.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see if it continues.
We'll see how long that contentment lasts.
Yep.
But I think writing takeaway, and this is just, hey, you don't have to make your female characters seem more special by tearing other women down.
Yeah. You can make them stand out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, like, that's, like, there are certain people in the world that catch your eye.
Yeah.
And they stand out. But does that make them better or worse than anybody else? Not really.
Yeah. I mean, you could say, like, she had a ferocity that I'd never seen in another woman before. That's fine to be like, but it's like she had a ferocity that made other women look like rats in her presence.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. When
that's
you,
what
like,
it is, yeah.
To say, like, or it's like he was like, you could even, like, it's like, it doesn't have to be they are good because they make other people look pathetic.
Yes.
Especially, so it's
and
like...
and that goes, that goes for literally anybody and anything. Like, I'm going to
I'm going to be, like,
specifically women because it is mostly
almost
women.
always used for women.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, it goes for everybody. And if you're using it intentionally and thoughtfully to, like, demonstrate something, for sure. But this is not an intentional thing.
Yeah.
It is just a habit and a bias and, like, a trope of the era and of writing.
Yeah, that continues.
That continues. So it's, like, every time.
Yep. It's like describing women's features with food. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't do it. Especially, like, don't describe people of color with comparing their skin to food. Yeah. We've talked about that one. Like, don't do that. But, like, especially, it's like, you don't have to make your female characters seem more special by tearing down other women.
Yes.
It's just, I mean, if you're going to do that, and it can be a choice because you're trying to say something about the protagonist and the way they interact with the world. Like, it is not to say never, never do that, but, like, don't do it as default.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that without thinking about that. Don't just do that out of habit.
Conscious
like,
of it. Yeah.
Okay. That's my,
I like it.
Thank you.
It is a good one. With Arya and Eragon's, like, sparring. Like, what's your favorite, like, test?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite,
favorite like a character testing their abilities or something?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Perfect. Yeah, think of an example of characters who are, like, testing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or being tested.
And, like, how that test happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. I'll say one. So, I can't remember. So I'm going to talk about Six of Crows more specifically. Mm-hmm. It's the Grisha-verse, so like all those books in one. But how they test individuals for Grisha is I think they have to cut the skin or something and it glows. Like they have to... There are Grisha that are called amplifiers, which mean they amplify people's abilities. So in order to test children for if they have Grisha power, the amplifier will go and they'll like cut a palm open and then they'll be able to summon their power from the blood or like sense their power from the blood. Mm-hmm. And then they get taken to like a school to like train their abilities and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. And in Shadow and Bone. So Shadow and Bone, the main character, Alina, how she... Okay, spoilers for anybody who hasn't read or watched the show yet. How she prevents her powers from being summoned is that when she gets tested, she holds a cut, like a scrap of ceramic, and she cuts her other hand to prevent her powers being tested, because if she gets tested positive for Grisha power, she will be taken away from her best friend, and she doesn't want that. So she cuts. So like you can't have any other cuts in order for them to affect you.
Interesting.
So she cuts her own, because like, and there's a lot of scene of her like brushing that scar across her palm over and over and over again, because she's thinking about how she prevented knowing her power, and then now she does have her power, and she keep constantly thinking about it. And you don't find that out until later in the book of what that scar means. So that's one that I kind of like.
I thought of one. I don't. It's in the Adventure Zone podcast.
Okay.
Where the characters are like, all right, you're going to join the super secret space, we're on the moon base agency to fight to collect these evil artifacts.
Yep.
And you have to take a test. It's a trial of initiation. It's like, okay, 3 team members, and who's the strongest, who's the fastest, who's the smartest.
Yeah.
And you'll like pick someone that carry these. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle game. Yeah. It was very much like you shout out. The Adventure Zone we talked about before, it's an actual play D&D podcast, so you have, like, the Dungeon Master, Griffin, actually made this thing.
Yeah.
As, like, you have, like, the potions. It's overly complicated.
Yeah.
It's fun in the sense of if you were playing this as a D&D game with your friends.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. Listening to it is funny because of the character interaction.
Yeah.
But in the graphic novel, they cut that.
Yeah. I also, in my re-listens, I will skip that.
Yeah. It's like, I don't need this because, one, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
I think it's good for a first listen or a first 2 listen.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you're like, all right, I'm good. I got it.
But it also is like, there needs to be some kind of test to prove themselves. But then later on, you realize, nah.
Yeah.
There was no version of events in which these 3 didn't automatically get access to the secret club.
Yep.
Because plot. So not even just because plot, because narrative.
Yes.
So this is not necessary. So I don't know. I guess, do you have a favorite, or do you have one that you're just like, I didn't need to be here?
Yeah.
And for me, it's that one, I guess.
I like that. It's either a favorite or one that you're just like, that didn't need to be a thing. It was pointless. Like drawing the pentagram.
Like drawing the pentagram. Whatever. All right. So we've got some listener comments.
Yes.
We've got one from Victoria commenting on like episode 4.
Ooh.
Thank you, Victoria.
Yes, thank you.
And their favorite fictional villain is the Nightbringer from the Ember and the Ashes series.
Ooh.
Which I'm not familiar with, but both the name of the villain and also the series itself
sounds great.
That
sounds amazing.
Victoria must be one of the listeners who is binging this right now.
Yes.
Thank you, Victoria. Because they also shortly after left a comment on episode 20 where they said, I will call Sither oil reverse table salt from now on. And I am like, well, that must be a thing we said in the episode, but wow, I don't remember that.
I don't remember
Which is the true, that's how you know you've made it as a podcaster.
Yep.
When your listeners are like, what a funny thing you said. And you're just like, haha, yes, I'm so funny and clever. I don't remember that. But I'm glad you like it.
That was 5 years ago.
I'm glad listeners are enjoying it.
Yes.
Reverse table salt. Oh, you know what? It was talking about how like the base components are dangerous, but when together they become very simple.
Yes.
And the base component of the oil is simple.
Yes, that's right.
And then it becomes this oil, so it's reverse table
That's right.
salt.
That's right. Yep.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, I meant to bring this up earlier with Eragon pining for Arya and stuff, because this listener comment like really made a really interesting contextualization of it.
Yes, please.
And so Jacob Casello said, random thought that never crossed my mind in the years of reading these books. What if Eragon's thoughts on the elf lady are complicated due to his mind meld with Saphira? Ooh. Clearly, she sees the elf lady at an elevated level, so subconsciously he does too.
Ooh.
And I like that a lot.
I do too.
I think I don't think that is an intentional thing by Paolini, which is a shame, because if it was,
that would have been really cool.
Helps a lot, and then would give us a lot of indication of like what this bond really is, where it's like they are going to have feelings about things that are not 100% their own thoughts on the matter.
That's a really interesting concept.
Yeah, because we talked about, like, Saphira's like, you cannot let her die. She is an elf. She is valuable. She is important. And if that is already like Eragon coming at this with like, she is valuable, she is important, she needs to be protected at all costs. And because he is human, and she is attractive, and he is attracted to her, that is becoming an other influence. Things for him. Yeah, and I like that a lot. It reminds me of an element in my draft, and I have these ideas for like early on, but I have these characters who are soulbound, and they, at one point in the future, I foresee them being in a relationship with another character, and when they reflect on it, they are actually sure which one of them were first like romantically interested in this other character. Like they both love them. This other character, the soulbound characters, they love their partner, but they reflect on it sometimes, and they actually aren't sure who had the crush first. And which one did they both just fall in love with them for different reasons and happen to share this, or was it like? And that doesn't really. I don't know how much it's going to matter if that's something I'm playing with, but I like that thought of like when you are bound to someone else, like how much of them influences what you are and what you think without you realizing it.
Fair enough.
I've got one from. Good buddy Dalton.
Oh, yay!
Regarding superstitions, I am not, as a rule, a very superstitious person. The dreams are right there on the edge of, clearly Brain is doing this because of something, that I do find myself putting more meaning on them than basically any other superstition. Yeah. Which can confirm. Have had Dalton drop into chat and be like, hello, I have had a weird dream. What mean? And sometimes it's, you hate your job. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Dalton does not hate his job. He likes his job very much. Yes. It was more like, your job very stressful. Sorry, my friend. And then I got one more for today from Curtis Moore. Yes, Curtis. Hell yeah. Favorite/worst real world superstition. I grew up terrified of setting my hat on the bed because of the awful bad luck it would bring. Aww. Even now as an adult, I will have a minor panic attack if one of my kids or my wife puts my hat on the bed when we're cleaning the house. I have never heard of this hat on the bed. I haven't either. But goodness me. I'm like, how many times have I put a hat on the bed? Oh no. Lucy, right now, your hat is on the bed. It's on my bed. Shh, catch. Curtis, don't listen. Don't worry about it. Don't just. Thank you for telling us, Curtis. And then they have a favorite fictional superstition. The songs and stories connected with Candrian the King Killer in the King Killer Chronicles. It's so ill-defined what effect they will have on summoning them, so it's almost the opposite of a predictable magic system. Ooh, I like that. I like that too. Mm-hmm. I think in the superstition one, I talked about how there was something about like magpies or ravens in the Shadowhunter series. Oh, yeah. That was brought up. That's not just from the Shadowhunter series. Anyway, I encountered the exact one in Discworld too. In Carpe Jugular, there's ravens, and they have like, the characters are talking about, oh, that's 3. It means a funeral. Oh, I thought it meant a birth. Oh, I thought it meant a wedding. Yeah. And I love that, where it's like, we're not sure how many, and everyone has their own different thing, and like things, how superstition and what it means and the numbers and stuff. Yep. But everyone has their own idea of it, so how much stock do you really take on it, even among witches? Yeah. Very good. Fair enough. Also, and this was totally unrelated, but I wanted to share this because I'm really, delighted. But Curtis Moore asked about wanting to watch Free Run, and if the Japanese audio version, Japanese version with subtitles, or the dubbed version was a better experience. Yeah. It's only my second anime, so I feel a little out of my depth. Aww. Yeah, and I was delighted. Yes. Curtis, I hope you have had a chance to start and are enjoying it. Yes. In regards to that that is a long-standing debate in the anime community of sub versus dub that I feel like today, if not has been put to bed, but is no longer something that is a serious topic of discussion among most anime fans, where it is totally, these days, it's totally based on just your personal preference.
Your preference, yeah.
And not to say there aren't still some folks who will be super, super snobby about, subs are always better than dubs. And to acknowledge that comes from like the historical, of history of anime coming to North America. Yeah. And how once upon a time, the dubbed versions were really poor.
Yeah, they were really bad.
There wasn't a lot of money being put into them. Yeah. The translations weren't super, like, strong. Yep. There wasn't a lot of, like, care in the change in the animation or, like, identifying those things. Or there were a lot of, like, changes to meet, like, United States cultural norms, looking at you, Sailor Moon. or, like, softening it for kids, looking at you, Dragon Ball. Yeah. But today, anime in the United States is a massive moneymaker.
Oh, yeah, it is. Holy cow.
These studios are pouring so much money into it. There are voice actors who have been doing it forever. There are translators who are very strong at their craft. That, like, today, it is totally your personal preference. Because I think you are going to have, and maybe have a slightly different experience. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, all in all, it's a personal preference. Yep. Except when it comes to Frieren, I think you should watch the English dub of Frieren, because the voice actor for the English dub for the character of Frieren, the quality of her voice is apparently more in line with what the writer of the Frieren manga had in mind for the character. Yeah. Compared to the quality of the Japanese voice actor. Mm-hmm. That is not to say the Japanese voice actor is poor or of poorer quality. Yeah. But she definitely sounds a little bit more cutesy and little kiddish, whereas Frieren in the English dub is an adult woman. Yeah, and fair enough. I definitely, in this one instance, do think would recommend English dub of Frieren, because I feel like the nature of the voice actor's voice for Frieren communicates a quality of a character that is more in line with the intent than the nature of the voice that she is given in the Japanese version. Yep. But for all other ones, it's up to your personal preference. Do what you want.
Yep. Because, like, for me, it's like there are some anime that I will watch as subtitled. Inuyasha is one that I will watch English dub just because I watched all of it in the English dub. And going back to listening it to Inuyasha, I'm like, that's not their voices. Yep. But also, like, if I'm doing chores and I want to watch something, I will put an English dub on.
Because I can't sit
so then I can sit and read. Yes, exactly. So it, again, super preferential, but yes.
Bet. Okay. So yeah, hit us up if you've got any, this is my least favorite or my favorite moment of, like, a test in fiction. Yeah. But also, if you don't have that, but do want to hit us up, we are getting ready to wrap our season of Eragon. Yep. Like, we are going to be done pretty soon. We're talking about this. And we do plan on doing one more episode in which we just talk about the book as a whole. Yes. And we would love for that episode to be more than 10 minutes long. Yes. And to do that, it does mean our dear listeners have to help us. Yes. So please shoot us an email, send us an Instagram DM, comment on a post, comment on Spotify. If you have thoughts about the book as a whole, absolutely please share that with us. Listen, we're gonna do this episode no matter what, even if I feel like if we just do it without listener stuff, it's gonna be a short episode. We've talked about this book for over a year. Yes. We don't have that much more.
We don't know how. I was like, what else is there to say?
But we would love to hear from listeners and make it a little bit longer. So don't worry about being like, well, I don't want to send it and be the only one and them not even use it. Like, we're gonna do the episode no matter what. Yeah. So we're going to read all the ones that are sent to us who want to talk about this. Like, we'd be more than happy to. Yep. Please, absolutely. Emails.
It'll be really cool.
Yeah. eragonpod@gmail.com. Shoot us up on Instagram.
Yeah, and, like, we want, like, people who have read this before, like, just, like, tell us your thoughts on, like, the book as a whole. Like, absolutely.
Did you revisit it for the first time while, or have you revisited it while listening to the podcast? What is that experience like? How long ago? Like, well, again, this is, like, we're adult writers revisiting a thing. Lucy reads it all the time, but I haven't read it in over a decade, I think. So I would absolutely love to hear from that, like coming back to it and what's that like and where is it in your life.
Yeah,
but also if you haven't before.
Yeah, if you haven't and you're like if this was your first read through, like tell us what that experience was like. Did you enjoy it? And like also just first time readers like predictions of what will happen. Like I am so excited for that. Like let us know, absolutely let us know all your thoughts.
I know we have a handful of folks who started listening when I told them no, but it's spoiler free. So I know you're out there. Please tell us. It would be super cool to hear from you because we'd love to, I do, this was the first time I've had the opportunity to do this kind of episode because with the other read podcasts that I do with my Muses episodes, we don't do the books like that. We do one episode and then we don't really have those kind of episodes. Yeah. So I, to be self-indulgent, would super love the opportunity to do that kind of episode and really we hear from listeners all the time in these little moments, but like, and then these hyper-specific things that aren't usually necessarily about the book. So we'd love to hear from y'all about the book. Or also thoughts on the season. Did you have a favorite writing tip or things like that? Or what was your
favorite character? What was your writing tip?
Yeah, like what's something revisiting it or listening to podcasts that like you were like, oh, this is what I want to like take into my creative stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's what's up. And we'll be back. We'll be back next week because these are all coming out. These last 3 episodes are coming out weekly in December.
Yes.
So, because I wanted to get them all out before Christmas.
Yes, very much so.
Until next week, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.